Hi, I'm Kathy Hand. I'm the Executive Director of Civic Education Washington State, and better known as just the We the People's State Coordinator. Purpose of this today is to make lemonade out of lemons. I'm quarantined just like you are, so, that means I'm not spending the money I had planned on spending now, and that gives you an opportunity. An opportunity for free textbooks, an opportunity for free training, and good things coming your way in other situations. If you use this book, this one's one you've seen before. This is the 5th grade We the People textbook. It teaches everything the state requires you to teach in the 5th grade for your student learning objectives. But if you just let them read the book, I'm going to hate you forever. I'm looking for teachers who will do the fun activities with this book. For instance, there's a town hall meeting outline in the teacher's textbook that you can use with your students. Yeah, I got into this program. It was just the high school textbook at that time, and there were only 10 sets of textbooks that were given out per state at that time. And I was down at I was on the Highline School Board, and I was down at a national school directors conference in Anaheim. But I was down there, and at that time, and that was in the 80s, we had textbooks in the Highline School District that talked about science but didn't put a man on the moon. Oops, they were old. I read about free textbooks, so I grabbed a salad off of a cart in the hallway and went into this lunchtime meeting. So I grabbed my salad and I'm in there and I'm listening to this guy by the name of Chuck Quigley talk about the We the People program. And at that time it was under the Chief Justice, Warren Burger. He funded the We the People program to get it up off the ground. Well, like I said, free textbooks, that was a grabber to me, because we hadn't had anything called free textbooks before in our district that I knew of, and we couldn't afford the textbooks we had because at that time schools were even more underfunded than they are now. So I volunteered. I said, I want to be a district coordinator. They said, would you be the state coordinator? I says, no, you got a state coordinator here in the brochure. I want to be the district coordinator, and I want to take care of Highline School District. So they helped me put on a training and get textbooks to the high school teachers in our district. Well, it was a top-down adoption, and as you're a teacher, you know there is a very firm adoption policy, and I caught a lot of flack for a top-down adoption. After that, was it a good book? I didn't know if it was a good book. This wasn't my bailiwick. And so one of my teachers at Evergreen High School was studying for her law degree. She was an art teacher studying for a law degree, and so she said to me, Kathy, I know Larry Strickland, who back in the dark ages was the social studies director for the state of Washington. She says, I'll introduce you. Okay. So we had a meeting. I had a meeting with Larry Strickland, and he says, I'd like to see the book. Handed him the book, the white book, the high school book. He flips to the front page, and he looks down at the front page. Contributors, principal writers. Okay, I'll read the book. I said, would you please explain to me why you're going to read the book? And he says, because all of the who's who in the nation have contributed to this book. So therefore, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to read it. I said, wow. Okay, so we had then another meeting set up later. He says, this is a good book. And in true school board form, why do you say this is a good book? And he said, because most books start out with the people do this, and the legislature does this, and this happens with these people. He says about halfway through the book, it's them and us. But you don't know who them and us are. He says in this book, you very carefully make sure that you always identify who the people are and what their role is. Therefore, this is a good book. I am in favor of all civic education. There is never enough civic education in our country. And everybody should have as much civic education as they can get. You know, I don't care what you teach the kids, there's always room to teach more to the students. Always room to teach more to the students. And you need to know, I was blessed to go overseas and help teach democratic skills and principles to emerging democracies. And that was a real wow. And one of the things I brought away from that is everybody in a foreign country, in an emerging democracy, puts America on a pedestal. We are doing such a wonderful job. We are just the top of the pinnacle. And I'd keep my mouth shut, and I'd come home and I'd say to my husband, oh, woe is me. If we're the pinnacle, if they only knew how poorly we did this. You know, most countries taught civics and history in every single grade. So, you know, there's a reason why the kids know about Henry VIII and Henry V and whatever else there is. There's a reason they know their presidents and they know their process. Because they're getting it every single year. They're getting mastery learning. We don't do that. And that's wrong. The teachers tell me that when the kids open up the textbooks to get the brand new textbooks in their class, they feel extremely honored because most kids in their school have not received a new textbook. And that's always heartwarming to me. There is a We the People training in Washington, D.C. It's a week long. They teach, maybe it's 2 weeks long. Sorry about that. They teach you the We the People textbook. They take you to see national parks, which includes Fort McHenry. It includes on the Mall, all of the Smithsonian's. Those are all national parks, etc., etc., etc. There is a stipend for the teacher. There's a stipend for the students. You must commit. You and the students must commit to doing the work of the grant that's the research grant part that's being done by Georgetown University for the U.S. Department of Education. It has to be done. If you're not interested in doing a research project, don't even bother. If you're interested, call me. So, if you have questions, please call me, email me. I'm here to help. That's what keeps me going, is talking to teachers and knowing that I actually am doing something to make your life easier, to make